अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमौद्गल्य श्रीवत्ससगोत्रजातौ श्री अप्पलार्यरत्नमार्य तनुभवौ द्वौ श्रीमच्छटारिचरणाम्बुजचञ्चरीकौ श्रीरङ्गरामानुजदेशिकौ स्तुमः। मद्रक्षणैकदीक्षश्रीवैदेही रामभद्रयोः पदद्वयी प्रवचने वाचस्पत्यं प्रयच्छत। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. My dear friends, my salutations to all those dispellers of darkness of innocence and bestowers of intelligence. And I shall proceed to the talk in continuation of the earlier episodes. Welcome to TKVR Alps RD, Temple Kiosk of Vedic Relics, Alps RD. In memory of my past teachers who have taught me English and other pieces of literature in a sequence in various levels. Please understand me. I am not having any grudge or grudge against anybody. If at times my sentences or statements or phrases will be little bit harsh, they are not intentional, accidentally they are being framed like that, they are coming out, they are oozing out like that. That's all. I salute reverentially all other people, whether literates or illiterates. I will never distinguish between them. I always honor them because in the creation, starting from a simple insect to Almighty Brahman, each one has its own role, their own Niki, their own place. But at times, if I speak like that, it is due to the past experience which I had in various levels. That's all. Believe me, I speak in my understanding only, and up to what extent my understanding inspires me or ignites me, and I put my honesty in my words in utterance. The other time I was talking about questions questions raised by my students and friends. Especially, I had a peculiar experience. Usually, every Indian, ever since 20th century, is very fond of going abroad for name or fame like that. It is not with the modern people. During the first part of the century, of 20th century, there was a poet called Michael Madhusudan Dutt. He is a Bengali poet, contemporary of Rabindranath Tagore, I think. He has a strong desire, he is motivated by an ambition to cross vast Atlantic Ocean for fame or nameless grave in those days. He wrote many pieces of poetry in English and Latin, and unfortunately, none of them are published in English in any magazine at all. He was vexed with his work. Finally, he decided, I will not do anything at all now. Then he wrote a book in Bengali, that is Meghnad Vad. It is just equivalent to our Ramayana in South India or Ramcharitamanas in North India, like that it was. I had the chance to go through the introduction of that book. There, of course in Telugu only, a Telugu writer mentioned one point that has left an everlasting mark, indelible mark in my mind. 7 cities claimed for Homer dead, where living Homer begged for food. Homer was a great poet, no doubt about it. People will honor him like that. When? After his death only. When he was living, he has to account his daily bread with the great difficulty. Living Homer begged for a piece of bread. When he was dead, when he died, 7 cities claimed for the body. That was the situation. Situation never changed at all. That's the problem. But yes, people struggled in their own field. I have seen my teachers, 2 or 3 teachers, who have sacrificed their life for literature, but they were not given proper recognition at all. They have inspired many people, many people, including Matadipatis and other people. But who is remembering them? That's all. Like that, a petty man. After all, I would have spent my time in teaching mathematics for IIT, MSET, something like that. And I would have minted money. Yes, I taught those classes only for daily bread only. But I was interested in literature and I moved from pillar to post. Whosoever is there is some great man. I went to him, approached him, requested him. But only few people just showed mercy. After them, as I have shown you, as I have told you, Marangati Sriman Marangati Srirangacharya one and the other one, Dr. Kandadai Ramanujacharya. Yes, my uncles, other people have shown such fantastic, they have paraded intimacy with me. But these 2 people in particular, they were responsible to mold me in a beautiful manner. And this project I have to launch upon very lately. Of course, I would have launched upon this one 2 years back. A simple experience I want to share with you. Then I shall go to the continuation of that one. I had been to States 2 years back. And when I returned back, everybody asked me, how much you have minted, how much you have got, how you are honored there. I asked, why? How can you say that one? Why I should be honored there? Am I known to anybody? No. Oh, no, you are a TV person. Oh, please leave it. I just went to spend my time with my child, with my daughter, that's all. 1 or 2 persons called on me. Yes, they have arranged some program. Somehow, yes, that's all. But many a time I was insulted in 6 or 7 programs and somebody asked me, can you speak in English? If you deliver an English lecture, we can enjoy more. Like that. Then I said, I'm sorry, I'm a petty man. Of course, I had the chance to speak in English also. But somehow, like that, that's all I came back. But you observe, just a simple person who has no knowledge at all, proper knowledge, that person, I don't want to mention he or she, that person went to Atta, then announced to the public, so and so Swamiji is my classmate, was my classmate. That person was honored like anything. Somebody asked me, how is it possible? No. That particular person got a training in that Swamiji's ashram. When they are getting the training through some other Pandit, Swamiji also presided over the meeting. That's why the person might have told it. People are honoring, people are giving laurels, people are crowning those people and who really struggle for literature, something like that. People are not bothered. So there's a natural phenomenon. That's all. As I told you, R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan was identified only after 1957 or 60. Until then, nobody was ready to accept his articles also in the news magazines. That's all. And I think in 1978 or so, 74, he was proposed for a Nobel Prize. Then he said, I'm sorry, I don't want, 1980s. I don't want that one. If that prize was given to me, it would have given in 1960s only. Now what is the use? I won't. He rejected it, seems. In newspaper I read it. So my dear friends, such experiences are there. That's why at times, unobtrusively, unknowingly unaware of my intention, certain harsh words may be coming. So please don't find fault with me. I respect all, I honor all. That's all. Because I'm a simple man. I'm from a village, a small village. Accidentally, I had the chance to be brought up in some Varangal or Hyderabad like that, and I had the chance to come across. I had the opportunity to come across great people, and I am blessed by them. That's why today one or two words I'm in a position to speak. Okay. Now I shall come back to the topic of discussion. What is it? Usually, if you observe, a question will be there. What is the course of life of people in our daily sojourn in a modern society? And for this one, everybody will be giving their answer. But Shakespeare, in a beautiful manner, he said it. By the way, some student asked me, "You have collected good number of quotations from Shakespeare, sir. So how you did? Where's the book?" Sorry, these are not the quotations collected from only one book. Quotations for today, quotation glossary. It's not like that. I have gone through 30, out of 32 Shakespeare dramas, nearly 25. Milton, Shakespeare, Johnson, or Shelley, Keats, like that. I used to read the books. Whenever some paragraph, whenever some stanza catches my attention, I used to write in the diary with some subheading like that. I could prepare some 10 to 15 diaries, A4 diaries, and different things will be there. When I want to speak something, I have to search for the relevant quotation from that one. That's all. I'm not a great man, I told you. So I'm not Hekasandagrahi also. Some people say that they got name in now round about 1997 or 98. But when they're introduced in the platform, they will say, ever since childhood, they did like that. But ever since childhood, they were not. They were ushered into the field of lecturing only after 93 or 97. But many people are there who were ushered into this field ever since 78. But they are thrown aside. So no problem. What is the course of life? Suppose I ask. Shakespeare beautifully quotes, he says in the drama Tempest, "I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground." So you see how human being will be bartering valuable things for nothing, or how they think that this is better and they ignore the other important things. No doubt, water and earth are very, very important. There are the principal elements in the 5 elements of creation and universe. Nothing is inferior. But the bartering method you observe, that will show the society whether you are intelligent or not. That's all. You are throwing sand and getting some beautiful precious gem, no problem. But you are squandering thousands and thousands of rupees of money, but you are getting a seagull. What happens to that one? So that's why Shakespeare mentioned that one. That's why this is the way of life of many innocent and ignorant people in India, not only India, in other countries also. Such people are exploited by a band of people, that ignorant people only they are. They will utilize the innocence, they will squeeze the benefit of the innocence of the ignorant people. Such people are exploited by some 90% of typical nature, who are of commercial aspect as well as self-centered activity. Again, I quote from Shakespeare only, "A mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer painted and for foul ends. The topic or subject or the piece will be of no use at all, but these self-centered people will add color, paint and show them, and they will drive the people crazy that Unless this part is there, we cannot live happily. Like that, they'll be doing. That's why Shakespeare said the word. So you observe that one. That's why you try to contact the so called great preachers or popular speakers, etc., and scholars and orators to find out the Sanskrit lines which are uttered in Bhagavata, Mahabharata in the end part, Padma Purana and other sacred books, where they have explained the above context only in a beautiful way. How people have become self centered, how they are motivated by self interest, how they spoil the society, how innocent people will be dragged into their vicious circle. Like that, in every Purana it is mentioned very clearly. That's why in Bhagavata, one of the saints says, I am having 25 gurus, not only one, many gurus I have, says one great Avadhuta. Like that, there, all these things which are happening nowadays, especially in the end part of 20th century and beginning of 21st century, what are the programs that are being conducted? All those things are thrown light at in those books. For example, Attasula Janapadaha. Atta means it is bhojanam, food. Your word hotel is originated from Attam. Atta Sula Janapada. Sula means to purchase and to sell. Yes, some days will come where people will be getting their money by selling their food. Once upon a time, chowdhuries were there which distributed free of cost food and like that. Atta Sula Janapada. Another one also I will give you. Kesha Shulinyaha Maninyaha. Kesha means beauty. Shula means selling. There will be some day, actually, ladies, their grace, their beauty is to be exhibited only in a particular time to the husband only. But unfortunately, they will be having the beauty selling in a market, they say like that. So you observe all such things, everything is mentioned in Padma Purana and other sacred books. You ask your great people to quote them, very few are there, only very few people they will be in a position to quote. Other people will say, after all, we never believe any such thing like that. After all, Puranas are simply packet of nonsense only. We won't believe, they will say it. But that is a problem. So, if you go through the concerned books, go through the relevant cantos, you will find the nature of audience of Kali Yuga, that too these centuries. And I want to tell you one thing. I am a bit harsh out of my past experience. What is my jewel, which I have purchased for an infinite cost. I speak thus. Oh, accidentally, this is also a quotation from Shakespeare. I have acquired the jewel of experience by a good cost. Nearly the rate I cannot quote, and spending nearly 35 to 40 years of precious life, where my other people are earning money lakhs and lakhs by other activities. I have just discarded all those things, and I worked for daily bread in engineering college, but daily for literature and philosophy I spent nearly 8 hours minimum a day. But no problem. Yes, I am happy. It is for self-satisfaction. That's all. Right. I need not tell you certain aspects in the quotations, the meaning of that one, because most of you are very fortunate to be trained in English medium only from LKG to PG level. That's why at times the quotations I am just giving you, and you can think of, you can understand. I am not giving, but I am not that one. And also you are having a training from great pastors, rabbis, teachers, orators, and so many other enlightened souls. So, okay. But one thing, for momentary benefits and results, let us not waste our lifetime or waste our money and time and all those things. Experience is by industry achieved and perfected by swift course of time, says one of the characters in the drama Two Gentlemen of Verona. I think it is Antonio. That's why for people who wish to go to higher level, go to higher strata, a piece of advice I want to give you, and then I shall proceed to the answering of questions regarding stars, horoscopes, etc., which people say that in Indian system it is a superstition only, but many people are hankering after them. That's all. Remember, the way is wearisome and long. A true devoted pilgrim is not weary to measure kingdoms even with his feeble steps. Again, this is a word from Shakespeare. Yes, to rise to a higher level, definitely you try. Choose the correct path. That's why I think Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken, in that one he mentioned the same thing. When he has come to a junction, the road is diversified into two, and one road is clear. It seems many people have gone through that road. This fellow thought, I would have taken the I shall follow the second track only, and he met with difficulty. This already I have explained. That's why, no doubt, you can follow the beaten track to raise to a higher level. But remember, use your common sense and intelligence and wisdom. And one more point I want to give you. Please, before launching upon criticism of Indian system, please try to understand and criticize it. I am not extolling the greatness of Indian system just like that. I shall tell you what is the principle behind it and how we are missing that important things. I want to remember that. For that one, I have to give you one more point. This is my personal element as well as the reflection of Indian system also. You have been long known to me, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. This is not my personal element. This is not only my personal element, that the feeling of Indian culture. If Indian culture gets a formation, gets a manifestation, Indian culture will speak like that only. You have been long known to me. I know you all, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. Please remember that one. I am just like a squirrel in a jungle where multi number of animals are there. Compared to them, a squirrel is nothing, but a squirrel has its own place in Ramayana. Please remember that one. Right. Why I had to speak about Indian culture? You know the Indian culture, no problem. But latest people who are brought up in other places without knowing the culture in India, they had one trouble. They will see the sponsored programs or self-promoted programs you observe on TV. I always remember a quotation from Julius Caesar. That is a barren spiritual fellow. One feels and feeds on one object, arts, immortalities, and which out of use and stalled by others by mean. I repeat it. One of the foul-spirited person, barren-spirited fellow. That means he is not having originality at all. And he feeds on objects. Some instruments they will take. They will try to promote. In our childhood, we used to come across an advertisement in Sandamama Balamitra. Hardly in a 2 square inches block they used to give. Are you having problems at home, love affair, etc., etc., etc.? We shall send you a tantric ring. It costs only 1 anna. Please send. The address will be in Gaya. Gaya, that's all. They used to say, We shall give all the answers for questions. Then our friend used to think, we shall send banana to that one. We shall ask, what are the questions in social studies in annual examination. Used to ask like that. Once upon a time it was the situation, but today in every TV channel you are getting such programs only. That's why before I elaborate the above quotation, I want to give you a befitting model of the latest era. You observe. Well, for that one, I want to define you first of all two particular terms. You know the meaning of them, you know, but you do not. Most of the people do not know the significance at all. What is it? Tradition and culture. Many people think that both are one and the same, but difference is there. Tradition, which is being treaded by many people, finally which is precipitated as a code book of doctrine that is called tradition. Culture, refinement. Unless you understand the significance of these two, you will never understand any lifestyle, either in India, in foreign country also. For example, I want to talk about culture. First of all, I will take few minutes time. Culture means a refinement of certain piece, certain mass, certain substance, and make it useful for the common use. That's the thing. You are having paddy. Can you call it rice? No. Unless the husk which is covering that rice is removed, right? Then only you will be getting the essence. Then can you read the raw rice? No. It is to be boiled. It is to be cooked. Some other items are to be added to that one. And along with that one, you cannot eat just rice as it is. You will be having curries, chutneys, other things like that. For this, Sri Tyagaraja sings in a beautiful manner. There is one philosophy that God is not having any form, He is not having any virtues, He is not there, simply is an abstract one. Just close your eyes and you will find. Then Tyagaraja says, no doubt, Brahma Padartha is something rice only. Agreed. Vaga vagaga bhujinsu variki triptaunu riti. Yes, you have to meditate upon Brahman. You meditate upon Brahman. Can you feel it? Can you enjoy? Because a formless, virtueless, attributeless, placeless, non-accommodative one, how much you can do? As you are adding to the rice some ghee, pickle, condiment, curry or sambar, something like that, then only you are in a position to enjoy the food. But what you are saying, I am eating rice, you will say. You are not mentioning the name of the curry, name of something else. Similarly, in order to meditate upon Brahman and enjoy the true spirit of it, the Brahman should have one form. The Brahman should be placed, should be accommodated in one segment or say called a Niki, and Brahman should have virtues. If Brahman is not having virtues at all, if he is not having form at all, why should you think of Vishnu, Shiva, Ganapati and all those people? Why Sahasranama Stotras and Ashtotras? Remember that one? Idol worship is senseless, somebody said. Okay, your grandfather's photo is there. Somebody is doing some nonsensical operation about the photo. Are you accepting? After all, that photo, why can't you accept? No. Photo is also an icon. It's a presentation. Yes, it's a formation. To remember something, we should have like that. So, in paddy, I am talking about paddy. So, it is called, after refinement, it is becoming rice to eat. That is called nature of culture. Similarly, a biscuit packet is there. Sorry, which biscuit packet? Gold biscuit packet. You cannot wear that gold biscuit packet. You will not enjoy. But the gold biscuit is to be heated, is to be cut into pieces, is to be amalgamated with some other items, and later if it is formed as some ornament, even a small ring also, platinum ring, thin ring, you will enjoy like that. But you are having 25 kg of gold as a lump. Are you enjoying it? No. That's why culture means after changing, after reforming it, you will be having one form. That final one is called, that process is called culture. Similarly, if you are observing a wood, you cannot say anything. But the carpenter identifies this is useful for a chair, this is useful for a cot, this is useful for something, or this can be designed as a arch for some entrance, like that. So he is identifying. So this is called culture. Now I shall switch over to the concept of tradition. Once again, I am challenging tradition. In all these 30 to 40 years, only one scholar has given the correct meaning of tradition. He spoke for 3.5 hours in Warangal in 1976. Excepting him, I observed no other scholar have time to speak about what is meant by sampradaya, tradition. Sampradaya or sampradaya. That gentleman, the great scholar, was Kavishabdika Kesari, Mahanubhava Shastra Ratnakara, Sriman Nallan Chakravarti Raghunathacharya Swami, Srirangam Nallan Chakravarti Raghunathacharya Swami, Ubhaya Vedanta Pravartaka of those days, and a mobile encyclopedia, and many Sanskrit scholars who raised to the topmost level in India. They got their PhD thesis corrected by him, and they have taken his help in preparing their PhD thesis also from Usmania University, Kakatiya University, Venkateshwara, like that. I don't want to mention the scholars. Those scholars have written books on Ramayana with word-to-word translation and commented that Valmiki doesn't know grammar at all. That's why he wrote. Such people are there. Such people also were trained, were corrected by Sriman Raghunathacharya Swami. And he was the only person who spoke for 3 hours in Warangal in 1976 in AV College on Sampradaya, giving beautiful glimpses. I shall try to present you few glimpses from that part in the next session. Thank you very much. See you.